The mathematical model, Fourier's law of heat conduction states that the rate of heat transfer through a material is directly proportional to the negative gradient of the temperature and to the area through which the heat flows. So we have the mathematical model. The differential form of Fourier's law is expressed as small letter q. This is negative of k times del temperature in Kelvin. So for one-dimensional heat conductions, for example, along the x-axis, the formula simplifies to qx, q small letter qx equal to negative k dt over dx. So if you want to express it in terms of total heat flow rate power rather than flux, the formula is this one. So we have the variable definition, the small letter q or q sub x. This is the heat flux. This is the watt per meter squared. This is the heat flow rate per unit area. Then we have the capital letter Q. This is the heat transfer rate, W or joule per second. This is the energy per second. So this represents the thermal energy per unit time. Then we have the small letter K, the thermal conductivity of the material, watt per meter or watt per meter times the Kelvin. It measures some material's ability to conduct heat. Then we have del T or derivative of the change of the absolute temperature with respect to x. So this is the temperature gradient, absolute temperature over meter or degrees Celsius over meter. This is the change in temperature over a specific distance. Then we have a cross-sectional area, meter squared. This is the surface area perpendicular to the direction of heat flow. So why is the sign negative? The negative sign is a requirement of the second law of thermodynamics. It measures the heat naturally transferred down the temperature gradient, meaning heat flows always flows from a region of higher temperature to a region of lower temperature. Then we have the integrated form for a flat wall for a steady state conduction through a plane wall of thickness L with constant thermal conductivity. The equation integrates to this one, capital letter Q equal to K times the area A. So the hot temperature minus the cold temperature over the thickness L. So we have the assumption here. The classical Fourier heat conductions model assumes heat is transferred solely by conductions. Material is continuous and homogeneous. So thermal conductivity is constant unless modeled otherwise. Heat propagates instantaneously. No thermal wave effects. We have the local thermal equilibrium exists within the material. We have the governing equation in vector form. The general three-dimensional form, the Fourier's law is Q equals to negative K del T. We have the small letter q. Heat, the small letter q is the heat flux vector, watt per meter squared. Then we have the small letter k, a thermal conductivity of the material, watt per meter times Kelvin. And we have the capital letter T, the temperature in Kelvin or degrees Celsius. And we have the del T here. This is the temperature gradient. So the negative sign indicates that the heat flow, the heat flows towards lower temperature. We have the uh, Cartesian, Cartesian coordinate form. So expanding the gradient form here, so we have the Q negative K. So they have the delta T over the delta T, the partial of T with respect to X. I. We have the I and G and K are the unit vector along the x-axis. G here, the unit vector along the y-axis, and K here is the unit vector along the z-axis. So we have the delta t with respect to y, delta t. This is the partial of t with respect to z. Or component-wise, we have the q sub x negative k, partial of t with respect to x, then q sub y negative k, partial of t with respect to y. We have q sub z, this is negative k, partial of t with respect to z. So one-dimensional form for heat conduction, only along the x direction. So Q sub x equal to negative K, derivative of the absolute temperature with respect to x. So this equation is commonly used in engineering analysis involving walls, rods, pins, and insulation. Then we have the material properties. Sample material properties at room temperature 25 degrees Celsius. So material properties vary drastically depending on whether a substance is a metal, non-metal solid, or an insulator. Below is a sample reference table. So we have for the material class here, highly conductive materials. We have for the material name here, silver, for example, the thermal conductivity is 429 watts per meter Kelvin. Then we have the density here, 10,500. Specific heat capacity of the silver, 235 joule per kilogram times Kelvin here. Then thermal diffusivity, the is uh, alpha is meter per second, 1.74 times 10 to the negative 4 thermal diffusivity. So we have the copper aluminum here with the corresponding thermal conductivity, density, specific heat capacity, and thermal diffusivity. So we have some materials here, non-metal solids. We have the material properties. Therefore, the boundary conditions, typical boundary conditions used with the Fourier's law include prescribed temperature derivatives. So T is equal to the initial temperature, T sub 0. Prescribed heat flux, Neumann, negative K, partial of T with respect to N equal to Q sub 0. Convective boundary proven, this is negative K, partial of T with respect to N. So H times T minus T sub infinity. So H here is the convective heat transfer coefficients. Then T sub infinity here, the equal to the ambient temperature. Then we have the thermal implementations. So we have our K here is the thermal conductivity, 205. The area here is of the material is 0.02 cross-sectional area meter squared. And L here is 0.05. This is the thickness in terms in meter. Then we have that boundary temperature, hot surface. The other surface is cold. And then we have the temperature difference, T sub 1 minus T sub 2, with the Fourier's law, K times delta T over L. Then we have the capital letter Q here, QA, print flux here. So the heat flux here is 307,500 watt per meter squared. And the heat transfer rate is 6,150 watts.